What is up, guys? My name is the Austinator, and welcome back to MyGM Mode, where this is the first pay-per-view of GM Mode, where me and Shadowhunter are competing to determine who is the best general manager. And unlike the previous episodes where we've shown one match, we're actually going to show two matches, which you will see later on. But first, let's get down to the WrestleMania Backlash card, shall we speak. We have the Raw Tag Team Championships kicking off the show as Ricochet and Jeff Hardy, the champions, defending against Murphy and Ivar. This came about because Ivar is now goody best friends with Murphy, and they were like, hey, we should be a tag team. And I was like, what the hell, they should get a Raw Tag Team Championship match. And also, Ricochet and Jeff Hardy just recently defended the belts last week's episode. We're not going to see this match, so we're just going to simulate it. 1, 2, 3, and Ricochet and Jeff Hardy once again retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. They are a dominant team indeed. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to defeat these guys. Next we're going to get a self-promo from Keith Lee, who's going to be talking about some of his recent successes and failures, mainly in regards to failing in being the #1 contender to the WWE Championship. So let's see how this promo goes. A very excellent promo from Keith Lee. Up next we have T-Bar versus Alexander Wolf. This match also came about because after they failed to win the tag team titles, T-Bar is very frustrated. They're like, fuck it, we're not going to be a team anymore. So Alexander Wolf was like, hey, I want to challenge him to a match. And I said, why not? It's only WrestleMania Backlash. No one cares. So we're just going to simulate this match. And Alexander Wolf gets a big win in a one-star matchup, of course, because no one gave a shit. And we're going to get a good, nice advertising promo by our newest signee, Otis. And he gave us some money. That is always what I like to see. Also, we are going to determine our first Raw Women's Tag Team Champions, Liv Morgan and Io Shirai, taking on Tegan Nox and Raquel Gonzalez. Mainly because, fuck it, it's a championship and I like championship belts. So, we're just going to simulate this match to determine the first champions. And Io Shirai and Liv Morgan are the first Women's Tag Team Champions. Always good to see. And also Finn Balor is going to be doing a self-promo, maybe hoping to get himself a title shot some point down the line. And a good promo. Always nice to see. And now, it is time for our co-main event. We have one championship change hands, well, technically determined, and also one championship staying with Ricochet and Jeff Hardy. Now it is time for the Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair in her first title defense, taking on Bayley, the #1 contender. Who is going to walk out of WrestleMania Backlash the Raw Women's Champion? Let's find out. As you can see, we are packed.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
Gee, thanks, ring announcer, for interrupting me. As, well, here out comes the challenger first. Bayley. We are packed in San Antonio, Texas. I believe that's where we are. As out comes the #1 contender to the Raw Women's Championship, Bayley. Now, as you recall, Bayley won a #1 contenders match in the first episode to get a shot at Bianca Belair. And since then, Bayley has gotten some momentum, especially last week with a big win over Liv Morgan in the main event of Raw. So Bayley hoping to get some championship success here against the current Raw Women's Champion, the first Raw Women's Champion especially, Bianca Belair. And these two also having some heated words as well, because, you know, we gotta have build up to this matchup. This crowd not really reacting favorably to Bayley, who calls herself the role model. She has not held a Raw Women's Championship since 2017. So I guess you could say it's been a drought for her in the Raw Women's division, but she has had several championship successes over the course of her career, hoping to add one more championship to her resume. But in order for her to do so, she has to take on the EST of the WWE, and that is, of course, Bianca Belair. And she's going to be swinging her hair around, I bet. And now, it looks like a rope. Although, to be fair, that could also be the hair physics in this game. Anyway, Bianca Belair out here now, as Bianca Belair has achieved a lot of success in her young career, being a Women's Royal Rumble winner, a former SmackDown Women's Champion. She was in the main event of WrestleMania, main eventing against Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title. And now oh, well, she just told everyone to kiss her ass. What class? What class by the Raw Women's Champion? And she's also the current Raw Women's Champion. So Bianca Belair with a ton of success, hoping to continue her run as Raw Women's Champion as she takes on Bayley. So this is already a big match. And the crowd chanting EST. And there we go. That is the championship that is being defended. As Bianca Belair, the EST, takes on the role model, Bayley. And here for the ring introductions.
From San Jose, California, Bayley! And introducing the champion from Knoxville, Tennessee, the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair!
Bianca holding up her championship proudly. But could this be the last time she is the Raw Women's Champion? We're just going to have to find out. And also showing Bayley the championship that she is currently fighting for. And the referee going to hold up the Raw Women's title as Bianca Belair is set to defend her title. As Bayley the challenger, Bianca the champion. Let's get it on. The bell is rung. I'll go for a kick to the knee. Oh, but Bianca countered. Oh, but nice takedown by Bayley right from the get-go. And now Bayley looking for a submission hold. She's got her the submission. If Bianca taps out, we got a new Raw Women's Champion. Who's going to tap? No, Bianca gets out of it easily. And just like that, Bianca's back in control and showing the strength with a belly-to-back suplex right on the top of her head. And now a moonsault by Bianca Belair. And now Bianca Belair off the ropes into a big body splash. Hook of the leg. What a combination of moves, too. But a kick out by Bayley. Already a hot start for Bianca Belair. And now Bayley on the ground. Bianca sizing her up for her next move here. Irish whip into the corner. Bayley gets out of it very quickly, but Bianca Belair catches her. And now going for a big suplex here. Oh, good God. Look at the strength. And doing squats? Good God. Look at the impressive power on Bianca Belair. Now Bianca going up to the second rope. Begging for Bayley to get up. What is Bianca going to do here with a big crossbody off the second rope? Bayley is stunned, and now a bunch of punches to the face. Just a dominant display by the champion, but again, look at the strength. Picking her up like it nothing into a power slam. And now once again, it looks as if she's going for the big splash again, but a counter by Bayley. This time with knees to the gut. And now Bayley is in control. Oh, it looked like she was going to throw her out of the ring, but Bianca stopped herself. That was smart. Into the corner. Into the top turnbuckle, shall I say. And now look at this. Go for a Dragon Sleeper. Oh, good God. Again, just showcasing off the power. And now Bianca again looking for a splash, but again just gets hit with the knees into the gut. Bayley going for a big throw there. And Bianca, oh, drop kick to the back of the head by Bayley. I lost my train of thought there. Covered by Bayley to become the Raw Women's Champion here, but a kick out at 1. Good Lord. One of the first covers Bianca had on Bayley, it was a 2 count, but again the submission hold. If Bianca taps out here, no, but Bianca once again gets out. Good grief. And now Bianca Belair going for this, I usually like to call it the Glam Slam. It's the variation of the Glam Slam, covered by Bianca, but again a 2 count. If Bianca hits the KOD or a big move here, Bianca could retain the title here. 450! 450 to Bayley. 2. 3! Bianca Belair retains the Raw Women's Championship. Man.
Your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair.
Not gonna lie, pretty disappointed in Bayley. I thought she was gonna put up more of a fight than what she was able to. But Bianca Belair with a dominating victory over the #1 contender, well, now the former #1 contender, as Bianca Belair makes her first successful title defense at Wrestlemania Backlash. And now Bianca Belair celebrating and maybe looking towards her next challenger, whoever that may be. That was, and apparently they thought it was a great match. I like to call it a great squash match, even though Bayley did get some offense in. But Bianca Belair with a dominant Raw Women's Championship title defense. So Bianca Belair is still the Raw Women's Champion in a dominant display against Bayley. Up next, now we have Karrion Kross going to be giving a promo. Going to be the same as Balor, hoping to get a future title shot somewhere down the line, looking to build himself up. We got a good promo from Karrion Kross, what I like to see. And now it is time for the main event, for the WWE Championship in a tables match, nonetheless, as the champion, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, looking to continue to prove that he is the head of the table on Raw, as he takes on the Viper, Randy Orton, who is going to walk away from the tables match as the WWE Champion. Let us find out. And now the Greg Hamilton going to give out the introduction.
Is a tables match and is for the WWE Championship.
In a match that I would like to call the head of the table match, as this is a tables match and a pretty funny play on the table, head of the table. And out first is the legend killer Randy Orton for this championship match. And as you recall, in the first episode, Randy Orton defeated Keith Lee to become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. And since then, Randy Orton has embraced the fans a lot more than he before. I mean, he is taking on a dominant man in Roman Reigns. Randy Orton has called himself the legend killer in the past. But is he going to become the God Killer, as he has to take on the man that is in God mode, Roman Reigns, as Randy Orton is looking for his 15th World Championship? You have to think, is Randy out of his element here? I mean, he's had experience in tables matches against the likes of John Cena, but this is somebody who has dominated WWE since his debut. But Randy Orton has been dominant himself. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup, as well as this is the first time we're going to see these two one-on-one since SummerSlam of 2014, where Roman Reigns picked up a big win over Randy Orton. But this is now 2022. This is a different Randy Orton and a different Roman Reigns. How is this going to fare for both men? And Randy just giving that classic pose, a pay-per-view worthy pose, may I add, as he believes that the RKO is going to lead him to victory here tonight. But can he really get the victory over this man? A man who recently took a loss to a debuting Murphy, but however, he still has the WWE Championship in his hands. As you can see on his shirt, head of the table, as Roman Reigns looking to put Randy Orton through a table to maintain his top spot here on Raw. But if you could just look at this man, just draping the title over his shoulder, and just this confidence about him. I mean, I am proud to have this man as my world champion. I would be happy with either of these men as world champion, but let's face the facts. When you're talking about a man such as Roman Reigns, you're not talking about a legend. You're not talking about an icon. You're talking about a god. And Roman Reigns himself believes that there are no heroes, and legends can die. but gods are immortal. And to tell you the truth, I believe him. As Roman Reigns himself, he looks like a god, and he is the tribal chief, and he wants us all to acknowledge him, and in order for us to do so, he has to keep that WWE Championship in his grasp. And if Roman Reigns wins here tonight, or Randy Orton, they have to contend with Murphy, who I am going to announce right now is the #1 contender after defeating Roman Reigns. And a bunch of Randy chants playing through the crowd. Very pro Randy Orton crowd here tonight in this tables match. Now Greg Hamilton, and look at this, Randy Orton and Roman Reigns preparing for their championship matchup here. Randy catching him, oh, and a knee to the gut by Reigns right out of the gate. But Randy Orton caught him, though, into a big belly-to-belly. What a start by Randy Orton. Now stop to the arm. And now Randy just choking the life out of Roman Reigns. Randy with a dominant start, but Roman Reigns gets out of it with a kick to the face. Randy is dazed. Now Reigns with a kick to the midsection into a big neck breaker to Randy Orton. Very powerful strike to the face. And now Roman catching him and again just throwing him across the ring. Just showcasing the power and strength of the head of the table. And speaking of tables, Roman Reigns grabbing a table to use against Randy Orton. Randy Orton go for a pose. I don't know why he would do that. Oh, and just face first into the turnbuckle. And a bunch of strikes to Orton, knocking him down again. And just punching him with these frequent strikes. And I think Randy Orton's busted open. And now Reigns again with a bunch of strikes. Reigns is... oh, and a kick to the face by Orton. Reigns is dazed again, but I think Roman caught him, though. Reigns caught him with a clothesline. Good God. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your WWE Champion. And I have a feeling with the rate this is going, he is going to remain your WWE Champion. Just slamming his head down into the canvas. Good God. Uh-oh. Reigns has got him up. Slams him down to the table. Good God. And just like Bianca Belair, and even more so...
here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Roman Reigns!
Roman Reigns just annihilated Randy Orton. And he now reestablishes his dominance. After failing against Murphy, that had to convince everybody that he has not lost his touch. Roman Reigns is still your WWE Champion, and now he must contend against the man that beat him, Murphy. And God, I hope that Murphy understands what he has got himself into after basically, I would say, offend the Tribal Chief, as Roman Reigns retains the WWE Championship. So, 4-star main event for Reigns and Randy Orton. That is very impressive. Very, very solid show overall, besides the T-Bar and Alexander Wolf match. I gotta say, I had a pretty solid card for Raw, and both champions retain. Now let's see what Shadowhunter has cooked up. So for Shadowhunter's card, we have ourselves the first match, the Smackdown Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against Sasha Banks once again in a feud that has basically been, I guess, the entirety of GM Mode for the SmackDown Women's title, as Rhea Ripley and Sasha Banks. Rhea has defended the title against Sasha Banks numerous times, but Sasha has failed to do so. So you gotta think that at some point or another, Sasha's gonna finally get one up against Rhea Ripley. Can she do so this time around at WrestleMania Backlash? Let's find out. Now, Greg Hamilton.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Right, so here we go with the first match for SmackDown, as it's boss time, as Michael Cole would say. But Michael Cole's not here, so I'm not going to say it, as out comes Sasha Banks. And you gotta believe this might have to be Sasha Banks' last opportunity at the championship, seeing as how she's had 2 opportunities to begin with. Because Sasha Banks has failed to beat Rhea Ripley twice. So if she loses here tonight, you gotta think Sasha Banks is going right back down the rankings as far in terms of being the #1 contender. So, unfortunately, Sasha is in a situation now where she's in a win-lose scenario here. If she beats Rhea Ripley, she becomes the women's champion. But if not, I mean, Sasha Banks might not get another shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship. But then again, only time will tell, though, as Sasha Banks enters WrestleMania Backlash hoping to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. But will she be able to do so? Well, we're going to find out now as she takes on the SmackDown Women's Champion. Somebody who has dominated the SmackDown Women's division, may I add, in Rhea Ripley. As out comes Rhea Ripley looking badass as always, with the smoke behind her. SmackDown Women's Championship on her waist. And the pyro, of course, as she holds the SmackDown Women's Championship with pride. And Rhea Ripley coming in with some confidence here. But you gotta believe that she is just in doing so, since Rhea Ripley has defeated Sasha Banks over and over. That you gotta believe she feels like she's established dominance over the #1 contender, or the challenger at least, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. As she is about to enter the ring, Rhea Ripley having just wanting to showcase that she is the ruler of the women's division. And she's even doing so. She is close to being injured, I believe, and she is still competing and defending her SmackDown Women's Championship. That is commendable for Rhea Ripley. You got to admit, very commendable for her. As we got Rhea Ripley and Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's Championship in comparison to Bianca and Bayley. And now is a dominant victory. Can Rhea or Sasha get a dominant victory for this championship? We shall find out, and that is the championship that is being defended. And Greg Hamilton going to give the introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Boston, Massachusetts, Sasha Banks. And introducing the champion from Adelaide, Australia, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
And just look at the confidence of Rhea Ripley. Again, just wanting to showcase she is better than Sasha Banks. I mean, she is indeed better than her as she has the SmackDown Women's Championship over her shoulder. But can Sasha Banks finally win the big one over Rhea Ripley? As Sasha Banks looks at the championship that she has held before and hoping to win again. As referee holding up the SmackDown Women's Championship as Sasha Banks looking to take on Rhea Ripley and hopefully beat her. Let's get it going here as Rhea and Sasha going up to lock up, but Rhea just catches her into the corner right out of the gate. And now just again right into the top turnbuckle. Rhea Ripley just going to take her boot and just shove it in Sasha's face. And Sasha in the corner, and Rhea just going to try and dominate her here, and just throws her out of the corner. Good Lord. Covered by Rhea, but a kick out at 1 by Sasha. I mean, just a bunch of stomps to Sasha right out of the gate here. And again, just stomps to the chest. Good God. Look at Rhea, just so confident here. And to be fair, she does have Sasha's number, though, as she just throws her across the ring. Just dominance. I guess you can say about all the matches thus far is complete dominance by the champions. And now go for a backbreaker. No! Looking for a huge power slam, just showing the strength. Sasha may be out here. Just being dominated by Rhea Ripley. Hook of the leg to Sasha, but a kick out at 1 again. Sasha not wanting to get it loose here, but again a counter by Rhea Ripley. Rhea just staying in control. Rhea now, oh god, just gonna show off the strength. Just holding her up there for, god, I don't even know how long it is. I don't have my stopwatch. But Rhea Ripley with this huge suplex. The blood rushing to the head of Sasha Banks, but again, Rhea Ripley just with the confidence and swagger, knowing that she has Sasha Banks where she wants her, but Sasha countered. Sasha now with a kick to the back, looking to hopefully get something going here against Rhea Ripley. Sasha going up to the top rope. Rhea getting up, huge axe handle to the face of Rhea, and just like that, Sasha Banks is back in this matchup. Clothesline, big clothesline again, single leg drop kick. Sasha has Rhea dazed. Uh-oh. Maybe look for the bankrupt. Bankrupt by Sasha Banks. Cover to win the Smackdown Women's title. No, and a kick out at 2. Good God. Uh-oh. With her strike but a headbutt by Rhea Ripley. And Rhea says it is over. Judging by the way she reacted. Kick to the midsection, another kick. Rhea Ripley has Sasha where she wants her, just throws her right out of the ring. Rhea Ripley now with the leg drop to Sasha Banks. And a bunch of stomps again to Sasha. Ton of stomps. Sweeps the leg from under her, onto the floor. Kick to the back again. And now these two just trading shots at one another. Oh, good Lord. Oh, and a choke bomb right by Rhea Ripley. Or at least a double-handed choke slam. And these two just fighting outside the ring. As Rhea Ripley again just showcasing her dominance. I mean, Sasha got some offense in, but not a whole lot. Because Rhea Ripley has dominated this matchup. Oh, just a strike to the midsection of Sasha Banks. German suplex. And just like that, good Lord! Huge drop kick to the side of the head of Sasha Banks. Get her into the ring, Rhea. It's, oh, right to the announce table. And again, strike to the face. Oh, and a big elbow to the side of the face. And then go for a kick. Sasha trying to fight back here. Oh, but a counter by Rhea. And again, Sasha Banks just cannot get anything going against Rhea Ripley here. And now a running power slam right on the floor. Good Lord. Sasha's out. That's it. Uh-oh. I don't know what she was going for. Kick to the knee. Sasha Banks fighting out of it. Into the bank statement. Backstabber. Now she's locked in the crossface. Rhea's in the bank statement. If Rhea taps out, we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. What is Rhea gonna do? No, the counter. Oh, cover by Rhea. 2. Oh, and a kick out by Sasha. Oh, and a kick to the chest. Just when you thought that Rhea was going to retain the championship, Sasha Banks manages to pull her out of it. Oh, but look at this. Oh, and a stop to the back. Uh-oh. This is I believe this is called the Prism Trap. Prism Trap. The Prism Trap to Sasha. What is Sasha going to do? She has failed to make Sasha tap out to this before. But I have a feeling Sasha might have to tap out here. Oh, but Rhea just lets it go. Rhea let it go. I think Sasha passed out. 2, 3. Sasha passed out. Rhea did so much to her. And at the end of the day,
and still the SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
even the best from Sasha Banks just could not get her the victory and the SmackDown Women's Championship as Rhea Ripley goes 3-0 against Sasha Banks. You gotta feel bad for Sasha Banks, but at the end of the day, you have to commend her effort here as Sasha Banks, while she does not walk out with the SmackDown Women's Championship, she surely had to walk out with everyone's respect, as Rhea Ripley retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. So Rhea Ripley retains the SmackDown Women's Championship in a surprisingly mediocre matchup, which I thought was actually pretty good. This game makes no sense sometimes, as we got Mandy Rose doing an advertising promo. I wonder how this is going to go. Good promo, making $6,000. And I believe this is the rubber match from this past couple episodes as Drew McIntyre takes on Samoa Joe here. Who is going to get the big victory in this trilogy of matches as Samoa Joe gets the big win over Drew McIntyre? Alright, good match. Good to see that. We got Candice LeRae doing an advertising promo herself and an okay advertising promo. Next we got Kyle O'Reilly taking on Braun Strowman. Two of the, well, I guess not newer signings, but Braun Strowman, the newest signing for SmackDown against Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly looking to get a big win over Braun Strowman. Who's going to get the win? And Braun Strowman beats Kyle O'Reilly. In a 1.5-star match, that's quite unfortunate. Natalya going to cut a charity promo and a weak promo, but still get some fans. Up next, we got John Cena taking on Rey Mysterio. Cena recently turned heel, and he is taking on Rey Mysterio, who is beloved by the fans. Who is going to win this match here? As Rey Mysterio gets a big win. Alright, 2.5 stars for Cena Mysterio. Good to see that. We got Shayna Baszler cutting a charity promo. And an excellent charity promo, getting some fans. But now it is time for the main event for SmackDown, as Seth Rollins takes on Montez Ford in an Extreme Rules match for the Universal Championship. Who is going to come out on top as the Universal Champion? Let's find out. Now Greg Hamilton, you got to do the introduction.
Contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the WWE Universal Championship.
And this is the main event for WrestleMania Backlash as a whole, as well as for SmackDown. As out first is one half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford, who is looking to get his singles breakout moment as he looks to win the Universal Championship. And Montez Ford with the swagger and confidence with his solo cup, as Montez Ford realizes this is the biggest opportunity of his career. No tag team title match or anything really is going to come close to this. Main eventing a pay-per-view against Seth Rollins nonetheless for the Universal Championship. Now before this, Seth Rollins did take on Montez Ford before, and Seth Rollins beat Montez, but that was not for the championship. And Montez Ford looking to get a big win here over the, well, I guess you could say the champion, the drip god, the visionary. I mean, you could call him everything in between, but really the thing that matters is champion Seth Rollins. And Montez Ford pointing up to the sky. Montez Ford looking to win the Universal Championship. I believe his wife Bianca Belair retained the Raw Women's Championship earlier on, as now he looks for championship success of his own tonight. But in order for him to do so, he has to take on this man, Seth Rollins. As he says in the Titantron there, embrace the vision. Seth Rollins wants us, the SmackDown audience, to embrace his vision for SmackDown. And I believe this is Seth Rollins' second Universal Championship title defense since being crowned the first ever champion in the debut episode of SmackDown. As he did take on Drew McIntyre in that main event, and now he's going to be main eventing WrestleMania Backlash on the SmackDown side as the Universal Champion. I mean, you got to admit, and Seth Rollins laughing, but he can do so, though. He has the confidence and the swagger, but he can back that all up as he has the championship, the top championship nonetheless, to back it up. And Seth Rollins, just again, just that cockiness, that swagger, the visionary. Just look at him. I believe his fashion sense is terrific, by the way. Gotta acknowledge that, as Seth Rollins wanting us to acknowledge him in a sense. To be fair, he's not Roman Reigns. I know he is the drip god, but you can't beat a tribal chief. And now Seth Rollins. Oh, burn it down chants. Very pro Seth Rollins crowd here tonight at WrestleMania Backlash. But there is the championship that is being defended as Seth Rollins defends against Montez Ford, and now Greg Hamilton with the introductions.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 232 pounds, Montez Ford. And introducing the champion from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds. He is the WWE Universal Champion, Seth Rollins!
Seth Rollins raising up the Universal Championship. Could this be the last time Seth Rollins is the Universal Champion? We just gotta wait and find out. The referee gonna be showing the Universal Championship to Montez Ford, as Montez Ford looking to pick up a big win over Seth Rollins. The referee holding up the championship that Seth Rollins currently holds, as Montez Ford takes on Seth Rollins, main event of WrestleMania Backlash. Let's get it on. And now look at this, quick strikes by Montez Ford into an enziguri kick to the back of the head. Montez Ford with a strong start to Seth Rollins, kick to the arm. Montez Ford knows this is a big opportunity. You should not waste it. Big elbow drop. And now Montez Ford going for a moonsault on Seth Rollins. Quick cover after all that to win the Universal Championship too. No, but a kick out at 2. This is probably the most excited that I've ever been, except for, you know, the other title matches earlier on. As Montez Ford gonna drag Seth to the ropes. Now he's gonna bounce Seth off. Oh, leapfrog. Oh, again leapfrogs into a big uppercut. Montez Ford just showing off what he can do here. Seth Rollins is dazed. And now a bunch of strikes to Seth Rollins. Big back elbow to the face. Going for a chop, but Seth counters with a kick to the midsection. And now Seth Rollins, good God, plants him face first. That's the first big move of the match for Seth, but a kick out at 1. But Seth Rollins taunting Montez Ford. Now go for his own belly-to-back suplex. And now Seth Rollins going to bounce off the rope into a big knee drop. And the crowd chanting, Seth's not cool. I have to beg to differ. But Seth Rollins going up to the top rope. And now Seth Rollins looking for the Phoenix Splash to Montez Ford. Good God. Seth Rollins does bring it at the pay-per-views. You got to admit that. But Montez Ford with a big elbow to the gut of Seth Rollins. Montez Ford with a big drop kick to the side of the head. Good grief. Uh-oh. Montez was going to the corner for something. I don't know what he was going for, but a big punch to the face of Seth. Montez Ford in the corner. What's he looking for here? Big blockbuster. Can Montez Ford win the Universal Championship? 2. No, and a kick out at 2. Just when it was thought that Montez Ford was going to win the Universal Championship, Seth Rollins, uh-oh, frog splash, no, into the knees. Right into the knees. Montez Ford was just nearly milliseconds away from winning the Universal Championship. Seth grabbed the sledgehammer that he knows well good and know from his mentor Triple H, from the Authority. Shooting star. Montez Ford says it's about to be over with another shooting star, but again the knees into the midsection. Good grief. And now Seth Rollins. Uh-oh. Seth looking for the curb stomp. The curb stomp to Montez Ford. Seth to retain the Universal Championship. No, and a kick out. Kick out at 2. My God. Montez Ford. And now kick to the midsection. Bunch of strikes by Seth Rollins. And again, Seth Rollins is just going to bring Montez Ford into the corner. Montez countered. Oh, and I don't know what the hell happened there, but a takedown by Montez with a bunch of strikes to Seth. I mean, just a bunch of strikes by Montez. Go for a big body slam to Seth. Now go for his own, and again a bunch of strikes to Seth. Uh-oh. Montez Ford's got the sledgehammer. Go for a sledgehammer strike. Oh, but he just kicks it away. Got a big gut buster to Montez Ford. But Seth Rollins himself also says it's over. Strike to the arm. I don't know what Seth's going for here. Seth, kendo stick. Oh, went for a dive, but I think that was risky. Montez Ford now looking for, got him up in a powerbomb position. Oh, and a big powerbomb right on the floor. That had to hurt. Montez Ford's got the sledgehammer. Oh, a strike again. Oh, no. Strikes with the sledgehammer by Montez Ford. Oh, and an arm drag. Shooting star again. Look at that. Seth Rollins just got hit multiple times with a sledgehammer. Bunch of strikes by Montez. Punch to the face. And now look at this. Montez Ford just throws him right into the barricade. And again a bunch of strikes. Good God. Another shooting star. And another kick to the back. God's sake. Montez Ford with this aggression. Never seen this before from Montez Ford. But then again, a match like this would only do that to those that are desperate. Not necessarily you say desperate, but for someone who knows that this could be his only, not his only shot, but his big chance of becoming Universal Champion. As Seth Rollins is just in a daze. Seth Rollins go for a kendo stick. Oh, and a kendo stick shot to the face. And now a ton of kendo stick shots. And the kendo stick broke. I don't know who caught who, but it looks like Montez Ford with a DDT. Montez Ford with a DDT. And again a DDT on the floor. Good Lord. And a bunch of strikes again to Seth Rollins into a drop kick. A kick to the back. Oh, and a kick to the face of Montez Ford. And now Seth Rollins now has the sledgehammer, and again, and now this time it's Montez Ford getting hit with the sledgehammer. Went for the sledgehammer shot again. But this time, Seth got caught again with DDT. Montez Ford's got the sledgehammer again. Just hitting him, God, stop. Damn. Enough. Jesus, this is overkill. God, enough. God's sake. Oh, Jesus. Went for another sledgehammer shot. Oh, God. This time his head that's a deadly combination. Oh, God. Oh, a kick to the midsection up to Montez Ford. And just right into the barricade. Seth Rollins just going back into the ring. I don't know if that was smart to go for a taunt, Seth. Oh, maybe so. Maybe he's saved enough time, though. Oh, go for a rock bottom! God, that has to be it. Seth into the cover! We have a new Universal Champion! Holy shit! Montez Ford!
Here is your winner and the new WWE Universal Champion, Montez Ford!
Montez Ford capitalized on his opportunity, and now Montez Ford is now your Universal Champion. Holy shit, what an ending to this matchup. Just when you thought he was out, Montez Ford came back, but God, that was brutal, those sledgehammer shots to Seth Rollins. I mean, you gotta think now, since Seth Rollins won the first match and Montez Ford won the second match, are we gonna get a rubber match somewhere down the line in a Universal Championship rematch? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait to see. But what an ending to WrestleMania Backlash, as Montez Ford is your new Universal Champion. So in an upset victory, Montez Ford is your new Universal Champion. So he is the first championship change. I think it was either in episode 1 with SASHA, but I think Rhea was the champion in episode 1. So Montez, I believe, is the first Universal Championship change in MyGM mode. So congrats to Montez Ford. Now it's time to look at the ratings results. As you can see here, it looks as if that I might have won this here, as I did beat him out in the opener and both mid-card matches. We tied in the main event, but he did beat me in one mid-card match, which was the T-Bar versus Alexander Wolf match. So, I mean, not gonna lie, this was pretty solid. Pretty solid show from both brands, but now it's time to see where it really matters. As match cut quality, show quality D, and I'm now at 1,434,731 fans. This actually has, you gotta admit, this was pretty impressive, pretty good show, as I am still #1 in the rankings. Man, like, I believe this is the 4th straight episode where I am in the lead with a $260,353 budget. Now let's see how many fans Shadow got. As we got C's and I think this may be close here. He's got 292,686 fans. Let's see what other. 14,000 difference. Damn, that, my friends, it's gonna be an interesting next few episodes. Now that we now have a new Universal Champion, now we know. We now just know that the core is changing, I guess you could say, when it comes down to the brands. We have the changing of the guard for Smackdown, but Monday Night Raw maintains both of their champions. It's going to be a hell of a next few episodes, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Osnator, signing out. Peace.